And in Miami is Judge Alex Ferrer, the host of his own show, Judge Alex. In Los Angeles, Judge Joe Brown.
Or these guys are going to be released again. It's just
Judge Ferrer, is this anything like the system in the United States?
Well, no, it is like the system in the United States, but they're not completely comparable. I mean, we're dealing with a Rubin law, which allows you to hold an individual for investigative purposes. We have to show probable cause before we lock somebody up for any significant period of time. The police can detain you briefly at an arrest site, but beyond that, they have to come up with probable cause. He, as you know, was held for 3 months the first time around, and now judges agreed to hold him for an additional 8 days. Without any charges being filed at this point. So it's a little different, but I agree with Judge Hatchett. There's got to be something there for them to unearth all of this drama all over again and have judges pass on it.
Right.
Judge Brown is the difficult on Thursday night. Judge Ferrer, what's your read?
Well, I mean, obviously it's a huge tragedy, and everybody's happy that they were finally able to identify the child, and it looks almost certain at this point. This afternoon, I believe, they released the statements that the mother and boyfriend gave about how their daughter died, and it is, you know how they say, don't mess with Texas. These are the types of cases that make people all over America say this is why we have a death penalty, because when you injure a child or kill a child under such tragic circumstances as this, people's emotions just get on fire, and this is a case that's going to be really tough to watch.
On the other hand, is one of the problems, Mark, in cases...
The murder of this case.
Is he going to have a tough time, Judge Ferrer? Would he have a tough time getting a fair trial?
If he keeps talking to the camera, he's going to have a hard time getting a fair trial anywhere but Pluto. I don't know who keeps putting him in front of cameras, but every time he opens his mouth, he justifies his rating as suspect number one. They need to tell him to be quiet. I don't know why his lawyers paraded him in front of the cameras to begin with, to be honest with you, Larry.
Judge Hatchett, what do you make of this case?
Well,
Judge Ferrer, would you have a problem with this case?
Would I have a problem? Well, I have a problem with the way it's being handled on the defense side, because his lawyer did parade him in front of the cameras on one occasion. The other interviews might have been voluntarily made on his part, but his lawyer was involved in one of them, and when I saw that interview, I thought it was horrendous. He took the fifth to most of the questions, and in America, you have a constitutional right to remain silent, but I hate to tell everybody, when you exercise it in front of the cameras, that tells all of America you've got something to hide. That's the way they look at it. So trying the case, I'd have absolutely no problem at all. I've tried hundreds of murders, some much, much worse than what this one is starting to look like, even though we don't know that it is a murder yet.
and Judge, the question becomes, why do it if you're going to sit there and have your client invoke the fifth over and over?
Absolutely.
Thank
it's
you
horrible,
all. Thank you all very much. We'll do a lot more on all of this. If you missed our brief but historic interview with Dr. Jan Adams, you can download it at cnn.com/.